Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you my review for my new giant full E plus 3. Let's go!
There was a time when we never let go, never let go. Oh, we never let go. We can figure this out.
Someone will ask me why I keep the pallets on my front yard. I will say for why. It's just keeping my bike when I wash it and when I just want to do something like a review right now. Full suspension e-bike, electric mountain bike, and it's called Giant Full 3 Plus 3. It's like an entry-level mountain bike, actually e-mountain bike. That means it's electric, and it's designed for riding on the trails because it's had two shocks, front one and rear one, by 140 millimeters each. The main thing what it's going to be are electric is a middle mounted electric drive right here. Actually the Giant, it's calling it's sync drive, sport motor drive, electric motor drive, and it's actually designed by Yamaha. It's the same Yamaha, but probably just with something accelerating things by Giant itself. The frame, like this one, the Giant, it's made as a similar from the Giant Trans. It's actually the same bike, but it's including right now electric drive motor. And right here in this version we have a battery pack for 400 watts. As I said, here's like an entry-level everything, all components. Here's we have like a Suntour 0 and 35 millimeters front shock, and I ride already like 22 miles on trails, and I found it's not too bad. I mean, it's actually probably the best one probably which I had before, because it's like riding with it's very smooth, and all like a bad reliefs. It has like a very good performance. The fork itself, it's non-air, it's oil fork suspension, and here's no any things for the adjusted for my weight. What I can do, it's just I can adjust by the adjusting the spring inside this fork. Another thing, what can I do here, I can lock totally the fork itself, and it will be locked and doesn't have any travel on it. Right now is open and it has 140 millimeters of travel. What about the rear shock? Here's like a same entry-level rear shock, and I found it's like a very helpful too on the trails, because I have another bike. It's a Focus Sam CSL. It's a carbon version, and it's like a half high-end forks from RockShox, and I found it's like a pretty same, and it's hard to say like a different. Probably I not ride too much, but anyway, it's working very good. Also here I have a lock for the rear shock, which is means it's very helpful on uphills, and because it's like a have a motor drive on the middle, and it's very helpful too. Another thing what I have here, it's a front ring. By default it's coming with 38 teeth. That means it's hard to ride without with like off motor. I did try to run without like a motor itself for a little like uphill, and it's very difficult, right? Just with 38 teeth on front and 42 teeth on rear, because right here we have a SLX 10-speed derailleur, rear derailleur. Front we don't have any derailleur at all, and here's just a 10-speed. It's here the first one is 11 and the last one is 42. Actually, because it's a very heavyweight e-mountain bike, its weight is 54 pounds. It's actually like 24 kilograms, and here's a need very good brakes. For why? Here's using like a 4-piston brakes, Tektro Orion, and the brakes itself, the discs, is 203 millimeters, and they are great, just great. It's braking very well. Because it's like an entry-level bike, I actually probably gonna do the next thing, and it's like an open mind for any upgrades for me, because if I will find what this bike it's like worth to upgrades, I will gonna do that. Because this actually bike from Giant, the Giant itself has another bikes on this frame. It's just calling like a Giant full E, like a 1.2, and the next one or like a Pro, and there is the same frame, just another components on it. It's like a mid-level and high-end levels bikes, but the same frame, same mid-drive motor, probably the same wheels, I don't know. And that means it's like open all the time for the upgrades. I can replace, if I will need the front fork, rear fork, I can replace the, I don't know, whatever I want. And it will be close the same, like upgraded, much higher price the other bikes from Giant, like a Giant full E1 Pro. Another thing what I would like to say, it's here's a 27.5 inch wheels, and it's like a 27.5. It's a plus size, because here's it's a wide of these wheels, it's a 2.6. It's actually calling like a 27.5 plus. It's giving to me very good traction on the trails, and I just failed one time because it was a sand, but it's a very, I don't know, it's have a good traction, I will say. Very good, very good. and probably it's depend on, because here's a very low center of gravity, because we have here the mid-drive motor with a very heavy, not to say, hard to say it's heavy, but it is like a battery. On battery I have here the like a charging port, like a standard thing. I can charge it, and it's charging for the full battery by 3.5 hours. By default, here's a not coming the dropper post. As you can see here right now, it was installed by the previous owner. I bought this bike for $2,500 with taxes, with everything, and it has on it like 140 miles on it when I bought it. Right now I ride, because I ride a little bit, and it's showing me 171 miles already. And let's see what the modes it have here. The first one, it's like an eco mode, as you can see, and it shows here 73 miles you can reach just using by eco mode. The another mode, it's a normal, it's giving to you like a more torque. I will say the eco mode, it's giving probably 100% of your torque, just like additional. The normal mode, it's giving to you around like 170% of your torque, which means it's very helpful on uphills. And on very steepy uphills you can use sport mode, and it's like giving to you almost 270% of torque, which you're giving to on your pedal right here. And it's a pretty awesome. And I ride already like 22 miles. I tried to use the motor drive at least, but anyway, on uphills I just used by the motor drive assistance, like a pedal assistance, and it was very helpful for me, because it's impossible just do the uphilling with 33 teeth ring on front for such of kind of very heavy bike. Okay, it's probably possible, and I'm gonna to change this front teeth probably to 30 teeth, and should be more helpful for me on uphills with off motor. The frame here is aluminum, and because it's like an entry-level components bike, e-mountain bike, the retail price on it is like $3,570. That means it's not expensive. Probably someone will say, oh, you bought a bike, e-bike, because I heard like a lot of negative words when I made another riders on the uphills. They don't like the e-bikes. Someone will say it's e-bikes like that, they're just for some people who cannot ride very well on uphills or so, or on bad condition. I will say I'm not in a bad condition. I can ride on uphills, but it's just such of kind different experience, because I rather to use like modern day technologies, and why not? Everything what we have on market, I would like to check and test and write on it Why not? Because someone would like to change the cars or something else, like homes or so. I would like to buy bikes because it's interesting. It's my hobby. I like them making maintenance or so. And such of kind this bike, I think it's they will change all of like a mountain bike industry, and probably all mountain bikes in the next 5 years will replace all mountain bikes, like in 50% probably. And it will be the next 5 years, because you can ride all the time and make uphills by yourself. You mean just pedaling, but this thing, it's very helpful on a steep uphills. And anyway, because when you do downhill, you will turn off your motor because it's no needed on downhill. And that thing, I will say, it's like a shuttle mode mountain bike. That means it's like you using gondola when you're riding like a snowboard or skis on the mountains, or like whatever, each another like a hobby which you're using where you can use the motor. Like I said, like for example, this gondola, that gondola will same like it's like a mid-drive motor. It just will help you to go to top of the mountain. It's giving to you 44 miles on a sport mode. That means you can go any uphills. You can go whatever you want. Any uphills which you cannot reach on just a regular mountain bike, because your legs will be just blocked by your healthy condition or whatever. Because with this bike I can go for the uphill in probably 30 minutes. On regular bike I will do the same thing in 1 hour and a half. I will ride on this bike in the future, and probably I will share more videos for you how I riding on this bike. And for why, I will ask you press the like button, subscribe, just to let you know, I have another regular mountain bikes as a fat bike. I very love this bike. Is a specialized Fat Boy 2018 year, and another bike, it's a Focus Sam CSL, like a high-end level mountain bike with 160 millimeters of travel. And here it's a full rigid fat bike. I ride on them on the trails. All of them are funny. Fat bike I'm using also for commuting my son to the school every weekday morning. And you know, I will say it's like a very eco, very helpful, very, I don't know, I don't have enough words for my mountain bikes. If you would like to see my review for my specialized Fat Boy 2018, press the button, keep the comments below this video, and see you soon.